And I've been making so many videos. I'm pretty sick of most of these questions, or these topics, syntax, when to use an argument essay. Those are topics like really, like I can do it, but it's not like something I want to do at this particular moment. But what I do want to talk to you about is ambiguity and connotation. Connotation is a rhetorical device that is reflected in diction, which is another rhetorical device, which means word choice and the feeling you get from a particular word, phrase, sentence, paragraph, the whole essay. That's the layers of it, right? And you have to build it all in, and you have to know what you're gonna say later. That would be optimal. You don't always have to do that, but that would be optimal. And connotation, there's a theme, there's a big idea, there's a tone, there's a sound. Like, what are you trying to say, and how are you doing it? Are you using very colloquial? Like, hey, how's it going? I was walking down the street one day and I saw a lady pass by, and I was like, yo, how's it going? And she told me, you should get an education. I was like, an education for me, really? What's that gonna do? So that's colloquial. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's colloquial. High level would be, the persimmon tree, right, is ready to harvest at the season that is most fruitful for carbon dioxide to split its atoms into 56 million molecules. Something like esoteric like that. That was a really weird sentence. But you get the idea. And so you have to build upon that. And connotation is probably the most important thing because it's how you feel. It's how you connect to the piece of writing. So let's look at an example. I think when you're doing a video, you have to be really focused and engaged sometimes, which is really really difficult. So let me just make it up. This is gonna be hard. Connotation. All right. Let's look at the connotation of this. The cardboard box was brown and sturdy. It was leftovers at Walmart, just sitting there waiting to be thrown out. My mom picked it up. Why do we need to pick it up? I asked. Because you never know when we need it, she responded in Chinese. This is simple. It's colloquial. But it's short and kind of perfunctory so far. It's like boom, boom, boom. Not long-winded, academic. One day I really wanted a basketball hoop because I saw that my new friends at a new school had basketball hoops in their backyards, and I thought that was awesome. Um, Kind of a flat sentence, but and also really long. In fact, they had everything I wanted. Long, short. That makes the second one have more power. They had refrigerators with ice cube dispensers, specific CD burners. That next part isn't necessary. And their own rooms. Three specific examples. I've been living with my mom in someone's garage. Someone's garage. It's garage and someone's. Those two things mixed together. It's not a nice, ideal living situation for the past few years because we couldn't afford decent housing. I wanted the basketball hoop and my mom said we couldn't afford it. Then a few days later, she said to me, I have an idea. She cut out the bottom. So that this part is showing innovation. I'm not saying my mom was innovative. She did this thing, and that shows you innovation. She wrapped the yarn around the crate, then she hung the box over the staircase, and there it was. That was my new basketball court. Can you see that very well? Not really, but you get the idea. The message is basically low income, and that's enough for me to know where I'm going. How public school, I get that. I get the tone. It's short, colloquial. It takes a little bit of emotional power. There's a little bit of long, short rhetorical device in there. There's a little bit of dialogue. So I'm throwing a lot of little things in there, and hopefully it adds up. So making connections, transitions would be the key in the future here. So you get the connotation. How do you feel after it? Does it make you feel like, oh man, this guy really feels bad for himself? That's a tipping point for writing something like this. But one last point about personal statements, it has to be personal. So you have to write about something you actually care about. And I always, you could write a personal statement 1,000 times. 800 out of the 1,000, you're gonna write the same basic essay over and over and over again because you are who you are. There's only so much to write about, and you can make it up, but it's not gonna be real. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna be connected, and that's really hard to achieve. So it's truly an art that I've come to learn to one appreciate and one be to love in a sense because the possibility is so wide, um, but also hate because it's so hard to get a good one and there's so many ways to get a bad one, and getting that good one is such a mountain. So anyways, that's all for connotation. Hope you enjoyed it.